So many battles waged over the years. And yet, none of them like this.
It's a very dystopian future, and it is, well, look in the poster here. Certainly the stakes are higher than ever before for the X-Men. And the Sentinels, which have always been fan favorites, I think are dealt with here by Bryan Singer in such a smart way. They are truly terrifying because of their ability, and they're successful. So there's just a handful of mutants left at the beginning of the movie. And you actually see, well, I'll be honest, a few of them go, because it is rapidly, mutants are on the way to extinction.
Is the future truly set?
The Last Stand was a glimpse, and we were going to do more about it. I mean, that was just in the danger room, yeah, no, here you see them in all their glory.
Excellent.
Yeah, and they're very cool, actually. You know, it's not necessarily bigger is better.
Use your power. Bring the X-Men together.
Well, he's one of the few who are surviving, as you would expect from Wolverine. He's pretty hardy, and he's right in the middle of this group. At this point, there's no, like, separation of mutants. There's no, like, Brotherhood versus the X-Men. They're just literally clinging on to survival. And my character, because his mind can heal, can be sent back by Kitty Pryde to the past. And the idea is to go back in time to stop the creation of the Sentinels ever happening. And in order to do that, I have to stop Raven from doing a certain thing. And he's sent back with a task, actually, which he's not really well suited for, of trying to motivate, encourage, mentor, I suppose, Professor X at a time when he's at his lowest.
You're afraid. I remember.
It's always great to work with Ian Patrick, Halle Berry, Ellen Page, Sean Astin. You know, that is an incredible cast, right? But it was also like a reunion, because it was my first American movie, was X-Men. So I hold it particularly close to my heart. And then, the very end of that trailer, that scene with Patrick and James, which, by the way, was James's first day of shooting, and it's a huge, massive scene, 2 or 3 pages long, and I was always really impressed by how he completely crushed it. I was meant to be unconscious lying on the slab, because my body is there, but my mind is back in the past. But I was just sort of opening up my eye because I wanted to watch it, you know, hoping I wasn't on camera. If you're looking in the scene in the background and you see me with my eye open, you'll know I'm in trouble. Prior to me, they'd been managing to go back into the past, but just for 2 days, 3 days. I think the most Kitty Pryde had ever managed was like 2 weeks. So needing to go back 50, 60, 70 years required someone whose mind could continually heal or snap back, because it kind of blows your mind apart. That's why I was sent. So yes, there was a fair bit of screaming. It was so great because it literally was the same blueprint that we used for X-Men 1. It's exactly the same dimensions, and Bryan specifically asked that, exactly the same. I had a moment on the first day of shooting there, because I was shooting with Nick Holt and James McAvoy. We were walking down the corridor, and Nick goes, "Oh, this is unbelievable, man." I said, "What?" He goes, "I saw you walking down these corridors, and this is unbelievable. I mean, I was 8 years old." I was like, "Stop right there. I don't want to hear it, okay?" He goes, "Oh, right, yeah, sorry. Anyway, it's really cool."
You took the things that mean the most to me.
They did such a great job in the first class, X-Men First Class, of using the Cuban Missile Crisis and using things that would have been happening in history and kind of amazing things, and imagining, what if behind the scenes there were some mutants? And here in this, there's a lot more of that. Nixon, and you have Vietnam, and you have a lot of cool things, cool parts of history, actually, that people will... not sure if I was meant to say Nixon. But anyway, there's some really cool parts of history. X-Men has always done that well, I think.
There is a new enemy out there, mutants. You'll need a new weapon for this war.
Well, he's a very Dr. Bolivar Trask, who's the creator of the Sentinels. He's kind of a bit of an uber villain in a way in the X-Men world. Not a mutant, but just his desire to finish off mutants, his desire to create a product that can defeat mutants, you know, and he's very single-minded about it, and he's such a great actor. And I just get such joy watching Bryan Singer when he gets to work with great actors. And I never forget the first day Peter turned up, he had this massive speech to make, parts of which you've seen in that. And Bryan just turned to me, and Bryan is very specific about what he wants. And he goes, man, I could just use that first take. I don't need to do any more, but that's just embarrassing. It's a long speech. So I remember he was, oh, okay, let's go again. Whatever.
Guide us. Lead us.
I don't want your future!
We were supposed to protect them!